Hi friends, this is Mara. In today's video, we will be making pumpkin pie with a homemade crust. Don't forget to check out the ingredients in the video description box. To start off with the crust, notice that I do not sift my flour. You can do that if you want. Add the salt and the sugar, and then stir for just a few seconds. This recipe yields for only one pie, but if you want to do more, which I know you do, go ahead and double the recipe. Once your dry ingredients are combined, add the butter, which has to be very cold, just to create that flakiness we're looking for in our crust. To make things easier, cut the butter in cubes, and then with a pastry cutter, cut both, the butter and the dry ingredients. You're going to keep with this movement until you have sand-like texture. You can also do this in the food processor or with a fork. Do not use your hands. Your hands are warm and it will melt the butter. We always need to have this butter cold. Once you have this texture, add the cold water. See the pattern? All the ingredients need to be cold. If you also want to put the flour in the fridge for a few hours before you start making this crust, you can also do that. I didn't do it, but that's an option. Add 2 tablespoons of water at a time. Mix for a few seconds, and then if you notice that you need more water, keep adding 1 tablespoon of water at a time. Everybody measures the ingredients differently, so you can add from 3 to 5 tablespoons of water. Keep stirring it with the spoon, not with your hands. And once you have formed a bowl, like the one I have, place it in saran wrap. Bring it to the fridge for 15 minutes. This will allow the gluten to relax, and when we're stretching this dough, it will not shrink. Once the time has passed, bring back the dough and also bring the pie plate you are going to be using. Mine is 9 inches in diameter. I am also using this cutter in the shape of a leaf just to create some decorations on our pie. Bring the dough and add some flour to the table. Place the dough on top of the flour, and then with the rolling pin, start stretching out your dough. Since we placed cold dough in the fridge for about 15 minutes, your dough is going to be firm and it will be hard for you to stretch it. So try to apply some force in this little kind of waves until you break it and you're able to stretch it out. Do it very slow, and if you see those cracks happening, do not worry. Everything will be alright. Just close them together with your fingers. If you don't fix it right away, they'll create a bigger gap and you'll have to start all over again, which is fine. But you can also fix it while it's happening. The marble color you see in the dough, it's perfect. We actually want that. It means our crust will be crispy and flaky and delicious. Don't forget to put a little bit of flour in the bottom so it doesn't get stuck to the table. Keep rolling it out until your crust it's about 1/8 of an inch thick. Bring your pie plate. Make sure your crust will cover entirely. Then using the rolling pin, go ahead and roll the dough on the rolling pin. It will be a lot easier for you to do it this way because when you're rolling it out, you just go the opposite way. Boop, 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 boop. You won't have to grab it with your hands. It's not going to break. It's going to be a lot faster. Shape it with your hands and remove all the excess. Cut it with a knife or with a pizza cutter. And with the leftovers, you can make your decorations. You can leave it as is, or you can decorate it to make it look like a real pie. Use 2 fingers on your dominant hand and 1 finger on your other hand. Bring the crust to the fridge from 20 to 30 minutes or until we make the filling. I am mixing all my ingredients in a big bowl. I'm going to start off with the eggs. Just crack them open. Oops, a little piece of the shell went inside. Then start mixing them. Whisking the eggs. Whisk, 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 whisk. And then add the brown sugar. That was the brown sugar. It's going to look like it's not working, but it will. Just keep on stirring. Once you see this caramel-like texture, go ahead and add the pumpkin puree. I'm using the one that comes in a can. You can also use the one you make at home. It's not a big difference. Trust me, guys. It will make a big difference. Go ahead and whisk for a little bit until everything is combined. If you want to use the pumpkin pie spice, please do that. But I'm going to show you how to use the condiments individually. First, we're going to add the salt, then the cinnamon, then the nutmeg. If it's freshly ground, oh my God, that can make the difference. Next is the powdered cloves. The next step is the freshly ground black pepper. It's a tongue twister for me, but I said it. Last ingredient is the fresh ginger. This is the best. If you can add the fresh ginger, please do it. I'm not kidding you, my friends. When you're baking this, your house is going to smell so delicious. You would like to lick the walls and the floor. Next step is to add the heavy cream. Do not lick the walls, please. The sweetness in this pie is very balanced, but if you want to add condensed milk instead of heavy cream, you can also do that. We're also going to add cornstarch. It's going to help the pie to thicken up. Stir it for a few seconds and then add the remaining of the heavy cream. Bring the crust and add your filling. Don't forget to preheat your oven at 350 Fahrenheit degrees. Beat an egg and with the help of a brush, apply it on top of the crust. Don't forget to apply egg wash on top of your decorations, which are going to bake way faster than the regular pie, so you need to keep an eye on them. Bring your pie to the oven and let it bake for about 60 to 70 minutes. I live in Colorado, so I have to adjust. But you can also check the doneness of your pie by shaking the pie plate just a little bit. If the center doesn't move, it means that it is ready. And finally, another way to check is for you to look at the crust. We are looking for this golden color. Wait from 10 to 15 minutes before cutting your pie. Thank you, friends, for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.